Hello, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe here, working a little late today in preparation for the storm that's coming our way. So I just want to get something squared away before we have to close the office tomorrow. So I wanted to just touch base with you as the last thing that I do for today. And hopefully we'll have power so I can still come on tomorrow for the live. But I wanted to just touch base with you. Now, I do have exciting news on my end that I want to tell you about, just in case you're going through a similar situation, to give us a call and talk about it. So I often talk about the spousal VAWA applications, but I don't often talk about the parent child one. And I want to raise this to you as a possibility for VAWA. Now, our client, hi there, Colleen Grease, nice to see you. Now, we just got an approval for the work permit and the travel document for one of our clients. And in this case, hi there, Mr. Guinto, nice to see you. Now, in this case, our client in this case is the parent, and the parent who was being mistreated by a U.S. citizen child who was 21 or older. And that is possible. Now, as parents, I know that can be a hard thing to do, because you're thinking it almost feels like a betrayal, right? Of your, the you're filing something with your child looking like the bad person. But what I have to say about that is that it's confidential, and the goal of that is not to cause your child to have any kind of issues with law enforcement or have any investigations. You don't have to worry about that part, right? Now, if you have a son or daughter who's a US citizen and they are toxic, they are mistreating you emotionally, verbally, they're intimidating you, even say they have mental problems that they're dealing with, but they're lashing out against you. Or, hi, well, it's good, Starboy, I can't wait to meet with you. Or they are, if they have a drug problem and they're lashing out against you, that is still considered a form of mistreatment that would qualify for VAWA. So if you're going through that, you have a US citizen son or daughter who's age 21 or older, and they are the reason you're not getting your papers. They're refusing, and they're refusing because they are mistreating you in some way or form. It's time to give us a call, because we can help. And this is an option for you to go through a confidential process that will help you to get back on track, to get your papers, get protection from deportation, and be able to move forward with your life. So that is the good news that I have for you. For those of you who are in Florida, please make sure that you are safe as we prepare for the storm that's coming in. There's a lot of uncertainty, but what I am seeing is that this storm is going to cause a lot of devastation, especially in the Tampa area on the West Coast. So please make sure you're safe. Make sure you're following the advice of authorities to get out or get out of the pathway of the storm. It's just right around the corner. And I'm just praying for Florida, praying for all of us in Florida that, we do have a miraculous situation where we don't have loss of life, and it turns out to be not as bad as it looks. So those of you watching, just take care and be safe. Now I'm going to answer some questions. So put those questions in the comments. Hi there, Colin. I think I said hi already. I'm a healthcare assistant. How can I get sponsorship job to come to the US? You'll have to talk to the employer. The employer will put in those papers for you. I can't wait to speak with you. So for those of you who have an appointment with me, can't wait to talk with you. Now, my schedule is filling up. We have attorney Bria, whose schedule is filling up. We have attorney Diana. We all work closer together to qualify our clients to make sure our clients um, are going to win their cases. So make sure that you get on the schedule. Go to the link in the profile, schedule your appointment. You can do it yourself or you can call the office. Even though the office is shutting down, we have a backup plan. We always have staff working 24 hours to tend to our clients and anybody who needs help. So don't think we're closed. You need help. We're still open for calls and we're still moving forward. We're still ensuring that we have a smooth process, even though the physical office will be closed. We have staff that's working around the clock. So we have you covered. We're all safe, by the way. We're not in dangerous way. We're making sure all of our staff is safe while we're also working for you. But don't think the office is closed. Still give us a call or schedule your appointment. Thank you so much, child of God, Mackie. Thanks so much, Chiti or Ona. Thanks for the prayers. We're gonna need it. I'm in the UK. How can I get work permit to come to the US? You'll need to do it through an employer. Daughter is doing a VAWA and she received her work permit. How long before she gets her travel document? So, that's frustrating when the travel document doesn't come on the work permit because you can see another 6 months before you see the travel document. So, yeah, it might be a while. Hi there, Kirk. What are the latest news on the T visa? I can travel on the T visa to Jamaica. That's on a case by case basis. They are allowing T visa applicants to travel out of the country, but whether that's advisable for your case, we are doing that on a case by case basis because one person's risk may be higher than the others. Keep in mind that a travel document is supposed to allow you to come back into the country. But if you have anything extra in your background, I advise against traveling on that travel document. If you have criminal offenses, if you have a past deportation order, you definitely need to sort through those and possibly get to the green card before you travel. How long does it take for a federal to submit fingerprints in VAWA? I did fingerprints 2022, still waiting my I-360 just update from RFE to RFE response received. After 26 months, got I-765 last year. So it sounds like your case has been going for a while. So a decision is probably around the corner. Um, all right, questions are coming in fast. VAWA approved 10 months. How long to hear for green cards? I would say any minute now. So we have been getting the green cards anywhere from a few months, I'd say like 4 months to a year after. So it could be right around the corner. Just make sure you're keeping up on correspondence and providing everything they need. If I file VAWA, will it slow down my son who is overseas case? It depends, right? So if your spouse filed for your son at the same time they filed for you, it's going to depend. For example, if it's a stepson, and then the relationship between your spouse and son is going to be dependent on the bona fides of your marriage, that might create an issue, a delay, because they have to make sure that the your marriage is bona fide. However, say that son is the biological or adopted child of your spouse, then it's going to be treated separately. So it just depends. I resubmit my I-864, forgot to sign their Malay. Yes, if you don't sign it as the petitioner, it's going to be delayed. They're going to reject it. How long take to get a work permit for a T visa under bona fide determination? We're still waiting to see. Now, it's best to get those work permits in. We're watching to see what the pattern of the processing times are. They haven't committed to a certain amount of time for processing time. So we have to see. We have to see. I'm hoping it's like, around the few weeks to maybe up to 6 months mark. And that makes sense for this kind of process because the entire T visa process takes about a year to a year and a half anyway. So we would think that if they're giving a work permit a little earlier, that they're gonna do it within months and not years. My husband has two voluntary departures. Can I petition for him? It depends. I would really need to know the history behind that. For example, if he has two voluntary departures, how is it he has two? And did he not follow through with the voluntary departures? Did he not comply with them? Because that can complicate the situation. So, how long does it take for parents filing for adult children? It can take anywhere, if you're adult, you're a citizen parent filing for a son or daughter under 21, you're looking at a year. If they're outside of the country, maybe a year and a half to 2 years. If the child is 21 or over, you're looking at a 5 to 7 year process. Can my father petition for me? However, I'm now in the US. Can I adjust status if you uh, so are you over 21? If you're 21 or over, this is going to be a 5 to 7 year process. It's very unlikely you'll be able to stay in the US unless you have a student visa or you have a H-1B, that you're going to be able to maintain your status for the entire time until it's time to adjust status. So give us a call. Let's talk because you want to know what to do in this case. Hello, my VAWA was approved in July. Congratulations. How long is going to take to get green cards? I'd say anywhere from 6 months to a year extra to wait. State ID, driver's license for Michigan, is it possible? You'll have to check with the DMV. It may be, some states are allowing, even if you don't have your papers, if you can prove that you're a resident in the state, you can still get the driver's license back. Not sure about Michigan. Check with the DMV on that. If you have a visa, can you still apply for the VD? I'm not sure what VD is, if that's voluntary departure, but voluntary departure is usually in court. So I'm not sure what that is. Okay, so you just corrected the I-864. Do you need to wait? So yes, if you corrected it, you have to wait for it to be processed. So yeah. Keep those questions coming. Thanks so much, child of God, Mackie. I appreciate that. I'm a child who is over 21, who is in the US and received approval letter. What do you do? If you're current, so it's a good thing we're gonna talk. If you're in the US, you have current status, you haven't overstayed, then you may be able to adjust status. But you have to make sure you are on time, you file these papers before you overstay. Now, if you have already overstayed, then it's going to be a little more complicated, and you might have to go through a waiver process. How long does it take for a brother to file for a sister? At least 14 years. Hi, my submitted the I-130 for my husband's stepdaughter. Current status is saying that my case's processing time is taking longer than expected. Is this a good sign? No, it just means that it's gonna expect a longer time. So that's not great. It can be frustrating, but I guess they're giving you a warning that you're gonna have to wait some extra time. Now, if you're worried that there's something it's just based on processing times. It's not saying something is wrong with your particular case. I'm a client that's been over um, Okay, so this is where we don't talk about cases on here. We have a rule that we need to keep our cases confidential. So make sure send a DM to us. But usually we answer all our calls, so that seems unusual. Give us a DM and send. You have your portal. Send a message. You have so many ways to contact us. So that is very unusual. If my filing has started, can I still apply for a visa? Um, no, it's very unlikely. You have to get a visa at the embassy. If I applied for VAWA a year ago, how long it could take to get the green card? About 2 more years to get the green card. Um, I filed VAWA I paid 1,225 before April 1st. No USS transferred to Nebraska with I-129 premium processing. What does that mean? So usually you don't pay for premium processing with VAWA. There's no premium processing for VAWA, so that I would have to know more there. But they are transferring cases to make it more to distribute the workload. How long for T visa? Decision right now, a year to a year and a half. How long? Let's see. So that's it on this end. All right. All right, that's gonna be it from me, everybody. Thanks so much. I'm gonna have to head out now. Um, File for T visa 2 weeks before 28th of August. Will my application be considered? Yes, it's possible they're gonna put it through that determination. So, um, but you have to, if you want to get the work permit, make sure you're also sending in that work permit application. We're doing that for our clients. My wife files for me and my son, who is living in Jamaica. He has a visa. Can he come and finish here? You're not supposed to come in with a visa with the intention of staying permanently. So you have to be careful about that. But say you happen to be here and then now you change your mind, you want to stay and you qualify to stay, then yeah, that's a possibility. Do I still need COVID vaccine to adjust status from asylee to permanent resident? So there is no exemption for the COVID. So if a doctor hasn't said you shouldn't get it, you're not a I believe children under a certain age can be waived, but not for adults. Is it safe traveling with VAWA? Great question. Keep in mind that the risk is not zero. If you have anything in your background, criminal background, if you have a deportation, do not travel. I will tell you that. Don't travel because the officers can nitpick at those issues and they can make a decision not to let you back into the country. The risk is lower if you have no immigration violations, then it's lower, but the risk is never zero. So you have to always consider that and always talk to your attorney before leaving to ask about your particular risk factors. Thanks so much, Romeo. I'm glad that the videos are informative and helpful. I'm gonna keep those coming. How long to get green card for somebody applied in November 2022? It depends on what you applied for. If you go through attorney, would they get all the receipts and mail or would anything come to you? It depends on how you set it up. If you set it up that you get the mail, the attorney will get copies. So thank you so much for that, Saidman. I appreciate that. I have a TPS approval, my asylum denied by immigration judge. Do I still have hope for a green card? TPS does not get you to the green card, but at least the TPS does buy you time to find another pathway. And with the elections coming up, we will know more about maybe what to look forward to in the future. We were hoping with the Biden win that we would have immigration reform, but the conditions just weren't right because we didn't have the supermajority in Congress to be able to pass any immigration reforms. I am very hopeful that with this election coming up, that we do have a change that will help us to have immigration reform that can give TPS holders as well as dreamers the ability to be able to a pathway to permanent residence because TPS holders have been here, many TPS holders have been here for decades, and so have dreamers. And with nothing, they're contributing to this country and not getting much in return, but uncertainty and insecurity and possibly threats of mass deportation in the future, which they don't deserve. So let's see, if you are a citizen, you're watching this, go vote. If you want to protect your friends, your family, your spouse, your children, your employees, your neighbors, your acquaintances that you've met, that are immigrants, you should make sure that you vote. It's the best thing you can do, and it does make a difference. My marriage-based adjustment of status was denied. Why I failed to submit documents? Can I apply for adjustment of status at the same time when applying for VAWA? If your spouse is a U.S. citizen, then yes. If they're a permanent resident, you're going to do it in a two-step process, but still go forward with the VAWA. I applied for VAWA in 2024. My husband is a USC. My 20-year-old son is in Germany. USCIS is a derivative. What do I need to do to get a green card before he's 21? So the great news, I'm glad you brought this up. Since your VAWA petition was filed before he turned 21 and he's showing as a derivative on your application, they're going to hold his age at 20 for immigration purposes. So he will not age out. As soon as you get approved, they will go ahead and process his papers as well for the green card. Okay, so give the office a call. If you already did the appointment with us, then um, let's talk to see, because that means that I came up with a resolution for you. So call the office and talk about that, and we can sort that out. All right. Again, I'm going to go and thank you. That's great news. Yes, I'm so glad that you can. Now, keep in mind, always talk to your attorney. I can't give personalized legal advice, but I can tell you general information based on the facts that you've given me. That's what that indicates. But never always make sure you get official legal advice. You can do that by scheduling a consultation with me. If you already have an attorney, talk to your attorney. My vow is 2 years and 1 month. What's next? The decision is next. So you could be getting that decision in less than a year, because they're taking 2.5 to 3 years to make decisions. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that on TikTok. Thanks everybody for the love. Please be safe. Take care. I'm going to work to try to get on tomorrow. As you know, weather permitting, we don't lose power. I'll come on tomorrow. So look out for that tomorrow. Follow me, like, subscribe so that you can get notifications of when I'm live. So if you're available, you can come on too. Be safe. Have a great night, everybody. Bye-bye. Take care.